When I first started playing For Honor back in 2017, immediately one character stood out to me. A giant in plate armor, a big ol' axe with a spike on the end. I knew immediately when I saw him he'd be my main forever. The Lawbringer. He seemed amazing, and for a long time I thought he was without a doubt the best, unbeatable. Even as a new player, I never lost any games I played. The big halberd boy was too strong. However, that was during Season 1, before people knew how characters worked, before the balance changes that came with every season, and before the reworks in Seasons 5, 6, and 7, which were focused on faster and more intense gameplay. As we near Season 8 of Ubisoft's incredible, definitely great, and in no way bad game, Lawbringer doesn't seem to be able to bring much law anymore. The dev team sadly seems to disagree, saying that if we think Lawbringer needs a rework, we just don't know how to play him. I don't think Lawbringer needs a rework. I can see where the devs are coming from. Lawbringer, as a character, has quite a bit in his kit to use. He doesn't really need more to be better. Most characters that have been reworked have gotten more to use. More unblockables, more combo variety, and more bashing. Looking at you, Warden. But I'm not sure Lawbringer needs more of anything. I think Lawbringer doesn't need a rework in the same way that the others have been reworked. Shigoki? He needs a rework. He has nothing. I mean, look at him. Don't let his thickness distract from how bad he is. As I said before, Lawbringer's kit is actually really good, but if he needs more of anything, it is options. In my opinion, almost every issue people could have with playing Lawbringer comes down to his lack of viable options. Lawbringer is a counter-attacker. He takes this title to heart. Sadly, most people are aware of this. No, most Lawbringers are throwing attacks that are basically parry bait, especially when their opponent is out of stamina, and will simply not fall for the bait because why would you? It's Lawbringer. He's predictable. This is an issue, as the best way to get big damage out is, at least the way I see it, to bait out parries. He has two unblockable attacks to do this with, not counting his shove. One at the end of a 3-part combo, which is what I personally use to bait out parries, and another by throwing a top heavy after parrying an attack, which I use to punish. Sure, you could give him more unblockables, or even an easier unblockable to land, but I don't think that's the solution. Lawbringer is an interesting character in that, even with a fairly versatile kit, he can't really seem to use any of it. But I think with one easy change, he could become better, without completely changing his playstyle. Those who know me know that I don't focus my time into one character, but play everyone at least a little bit. Every time I go back to Lawbringer, however, I always find myself with a weird issue playing him. For whatever reason, my brain wants to cancel my heavy into a bash or guard break. This likely comes from playing a lot of Kensei, who is my highest repped hero, and Shaman, who is definitely fair and balanced. They can both cancel heavies into guard breaks, and this is something I tend to use a lot, probably more than I should. However, I feel like I might be onto something here. Imagine if you didn't have to land a heavy or dash to shove someone. What if, similar to Conqueror's Shield Bash, Lawbringer could cancel any heavy into his shove? Any heavy, with the only exceptions being Impaling Riposte and Impaling Charge. I think that this could fix all issues at least I personally have with Lawbringer. It would give him just one more option that he could use. Lawbringer, as is, can already use his charge to start any of his chains, assuming that a charge always resets the chain, acting as the first attack. This could not only increase his combo length, but his damage output alongside it. After coming to this realization, I played a little bit of Conk and noticed another thing that he has that Lawbringer really could use. Hi there, post-recording Bear here. So it doesn't seem Conquer can shield bash someone into a wall and wall splat anymore. I don't know if it's a bug or if it changed. It's not in the patch notes, or I might just be dumb and there was some weird variable that I didn't notice before when playing him. But I swear he used to be able to shield bash. I don't know what changed or what happened, but I feel like it's necessary for me to note that currently, as of September 10th, he cannot wall splat using his shield bash or shield uppercut. Lawbringer's shove does not currently wall splat. Warden's shoulder bash even wall splats, granted only after being charged. Lawbringer's shove has quite a bit of startup time, which, in my opinion, is long enough for a wall splat to be understandable, if not expected. These changes seem small, but I would hope every Lawbringer main watching this is thinking, holy shit, that'd be nice. With the wall splat addition, along with being able to cancel any heavy into a shove, Lawbringer could go from fairly bad, as I see him now, to actually being viable against most other heroes. Many of you might be thinking, however, that this one small change would make Lawbringer too good, specifically in duels, seeing as a shove gives him hyper armor, or most people would just spam it. Though it is true that shove has hyper armor applied, even without it being noted in his moveset, I don't think that these changes would end up making him too good. Those two things are all I would change about him. I think his attack speeds are fine, his damage output is alright, his mobility is great for someone his size, and cancelling the heavy into the shove would use more stamina than normal anyway due to how the game's cancel and fate mechanics work. He would still be countered by the same heroes that counter him now, but he'd have a better chance at winning any given fight than he does in the game's current state.
But Bear,
You may be asking.
didn't you say one of the main parts of what you call a rework is more bashing? Is this not exactly that?
Well, though there would be more shoves, or bashes, thrown out by Lawbringer, the bash isn't anything new to his kit. Nothing about his bash is changing, unlike Kensei's new pommel strike, Warden's new just dodge it shoulder bash, and Konk's shield uppercut, along with several timing changes that came along with the bash itself. Though it would be a mix-up, similar to what the other characters use their bashes for, I don't think you could consider it a rework, since nothing about the bash itself is different. New animations aren't necessarily needed, just that it's accessible during heavies, and it wall splats in situations where the opponent hits a wall. Calling this a rework would be like calling Raider doing damage if he knees someone in the face a rework, which was added, I believe, at the end of Season 1, or calling Highlander's Celtic Curse change to allow cancellation into offensive form a rework, which came in Season 5. These are small balance changes to make the characters more viable with the ever-changing game. Lawbringer needs a rebalancing, and I think allowing his shove to be initiated during a heavy, and letting his shove wall splat is exactly what he needs to be more viable in high-level play. It's an easy fix, Ubisoft. Get on that shit. Oh, and I kinda like Warden's new voice, don't at me. Holy shit, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks, first off. If you enjoyed, please do me a favor and leave a like below. I've never made a video like this before, and if people actually like it, then I would love to make more. Again, thank you for watching the video all the way through, and I'll see you in the next Dominion match I play, seeing as it's the only game mode with very high activity. Have a good one.